Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you with another adventure of Demise, Rise of the Kutan. We're going to be continuing our adventures. We just had a pretty good run. We explored some more of 28, so we're probably going to do another round of the same adventuring strategy. We will clear the water, clear the centaurs out, and then we will head deep again. Our barbarian's getting close to another notch up in strength. And 3 of our characters are still gaining HP each time they level right now, so that's also good.
Cool. Cool.
Looks like absolutely no problems on the lower end, so that's easy clear. So one thing I will do is when I actually get to the end game, we'll actually take probably one of the episodes and just sit and read through the descriptions on a lot of these items and stuff, because there's a lot of them. And you have to kind of go to the guild hall to read them and look at the library. That's where they're all listed. There used to be a screen you could access from each item's in description, but I thought maybe they got removed, but I guess they just got moved to a different spot. But even if no one else is interested in it, I'm interested in it, you know? So, I guess when it comes to that point, if you don't want to actually sit and listen to all of it, you can skip ahead, but there will come a time when I do that. Just future warning about that. Now, what I am really happy about is that we didn't have to fight a single group of sporing fungi this entire game. So far. I'm really happy they were just our friends and nothing went wrong. Let's just put it that way.
Cool. Cool.
Well, we didn't die at least, but still spicy every time we go in. And part of that is because they're spellcasters. They keep hiding in the back. So they get a couple free rounds on us sometimes.
Cool.
Yeah, see, they cast Shatal, and you can't actually resist Shatal. It doesn't have as high of a theoretical damage, but there's no resistance for it, so it will always hit you for whatever it'll hit you for. From what I remember. I think we are just about to win it though, so.
Cool.
A weapon, huh? That could be anything. That could even be a boat. But we are gonna pin relatively soon, so this run will be sorted. Oh, that's right, these guys actually can electrocute you too. It's just they don't hit you nearly as often as most of the other dragons. 'Cause one, there's only one of them, and two, usually decimate it because it's by itself, so. Usually its AED is in the toilet by the time it gets a chance to actually assault you physically. Spellcasting isn't actually negatively impacted by being hurt, but their chance to physically hurt you does go down. We're actually pretty close to a full group pin, which is interesting, so maybe we will pin it out.
Cool.
Well, we did it. Everyone's pinned. That might be a new weapon. What have you got going on? Sword of Battle. What a name. That's the most generic name I've ever heard. That would be like having Armor of Fight. But it's not looking like it's a terrible weapon. So, for that point alone, it's fine. For a one-handed weapon, that's really good. Our backstabbing is going up quite nicely. I mean, the best class of backstabbing is definitely Thief, so... But, Barbarian's not doing too badly. I think the second best is probably, Ninja. So... But 240 is going to be another weapon upgrade. Other than that, I couldn't think of any more upgrades that they'll get, except for a couple of items we haven't found more of yet. Especially the boots. We've only found one boots of traveling. Gibbering Yethwa, hilarious. Those are pretty impossible to capture just because they have so many HP, so that might be interesting to go and get, but I don't know if I'm gonna go just hunt it down for that reason. But I'll keep it on the books at least. If we ever find ourselves going through there, we will look for it. If it becomes super easy to actually map things out for us, like our stuff, we will go through all the floors and start mapping out the corners again, so it could happen. And I will eventually play a solo character, and that will spend probably more time on most floors, so... Because those are played considerably differently than a party character. Like this. It's not like you equip them differently, but you would interact with the game a little differently if you've only got like a quarter of the swings, you know? Definitely wouldn't be fighting on 28 with these levels, I can tell you that one. Let's pop the map out for everyone, and we will head on down. So we are gonna go hit that little spellcaster room along the way and clear that. Okay, well you can join. Get in the party. They're probably gonna die along the way though. But, I mean, we're not gonna sell them short, they'll give their best. You already wanna run, we haven't even left the room. You didn't have to join if you didn't want to, you know.
Cool.
We'll fight some owls. So hard to open those treasure chests. It's okay. That's what she has spell points for, is to just open treasure chests. So they'll slowly regenerate over time, and if we can't open a treasure chest, we move on. Yeah, look, we got a bounty. I don't remember which one that bounty is unless it's brand new, so we'll find out. Because the bounty board can add bounties while you're in the dungeon, so technically. Looks like it spawned more than one copy of the bounty. The game will do that too. There's another mark at 4 AM. Such a fun enemy. But yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna go and clear out all the dragons along the way, and maybe that'll get us close to pinning. Doesn't look like it though. And then we'll have an even deeper run where we run around on 28. So as you can see, we are getting into that level of power. Although I will tell you, 29 is a lot more dangerous than 28. I'm gonna be a little cautious about that. Because there's just a lot more enemies that cast fire spells, and we just don't have that defense yet. That's why I've been leveling up to level 262 on all of them, so that I can slap the Amulet of Elements on them so they can at least finish out 29 without immediately getting roasted by everything. Well, technically they stayed alive. That was an example of how to almost lose a friend to dragons. Yeah, all of our companions left. I had a feeling that they were gonna. Poor magicians. They would have been beaten up by the dragons, even if I had kept them around. Well, there we got to see another paladin die. Well, it's okay. He'll get up and fight again. So these guys are actually layered here. These fire things. It's pretty funny.
We wish to join.
You gonna join us? All right. I don't feel a need to fight Eterniuses. Like, all they do is steal from you and cast fire on you. You don't get anything out of it.
Cool.
We're actually pretty close to everyone pinning, so might as well sort that out. And we'll take the deeper dive to 28 next time. So we'll just fight it out over here.
Cool. Cool.
Now we've been given the level 100 quest for the barbarians. From out of nowhere, Moldan tackles you and wrestles you to the ground. You escape his grasp a number of times and get in quite a few good hits. He picks you up and throws you across the way again. However, this time you immediately get up and bury your foot in his stomach, doubling him over. A few minutes later, the two of you are standing side by side, hunched over, bleeding from your faces. Moldan looks at you and smiles. Good work. Now I want you to go and take out a bloodsucker. Since they can be found in large groups, there's a good chance you'll never survive. If you do, perhaps we can have a rematch. Instantly he swings a hard punch and knocks you to the ground. A few moments later, he's looming over you. And perhaps not. He then walks away laughing. You must defeat one bloodsucker. Now there's several options of places you can find those. They're actually pretty easy to get to. But we'll go on a journey. I'll show you. We'll clear out what we got though. So the one we're gonna take is just the way we used to get down to floor 8. I mean 9. But
Bye-bye.
it involves going down here to 10 first, and then we will... We'll just go the fast way.
Bye-bye.
So right up here is just a whole bunch of bloodsuckers, so... As you approach the quest receipt area of the guild, Moldan is standing and waiting at the entrance. You stop and smile, slowly beckoning. Moldan grins and charges you like an animal. This time you're ready. You fling him aside like a rag doll and send him hurtling into the wall. Instantly, he's back on top of you and lands a hard punch into your face. You barely flinch, look at him and smile at his wide eyes. Then you hold your finger up, wave it back and forth a few times, and land a hard punch in his stomach, doubling him over. You then proceed to beat the living shit out of him. A few moments later, you're standing untouched above him, and he's a bloody mess at your feet. He is no longer a match for you. He looks up and smiles as you offer to help him up. Whoa. Moldan jumps back, his palms open. After a few seconds, you both start laughing and fall into each other's arms in a brutal hug. You can call yourself a true barbarian now, lassie. He stands back and looks at you proudly. A smile on his lips, you turn into one badass, and I am proud. He limps over to the entrance of the guild area and picks up an axe that was leaning against the wall. I guess my time is over now. I won't need you anymore. Moldan then gives the axe to you, my closest companion, he explains. He grins. You take care, you bastard. We'll have a rematch one day. Now go away and remember who the master was. He walks away, and before exiting, the guild turns around and shouts, "Long live to our new master." So that's one of the more satisfying of the guild quest lines. Most of them are just kind of whatever, but the barbarian one's actually pretty spicy and fun. Oh yeah, we got 27,000 gold for just killing that thing. That's fine. Gold is welcome. Yeah, we're definitely not messing with the punk guy. Get off my screen.
Bye-bye.
As you can see, we got there without too much trouble, and now we make our way down. We even cleared out all the dragons in the middle, even though it didn't really get us any prizes. Yep, we definitely need more thief. Okay. Well, we're gonna pin pretty fast if it just keeps on throwing tarantulas at us, but I mean, not gonna complain too much about that, you know? Yeah, that's how long it took for it to actually respond to me telling it to cast on it. Sometimes it just doesn't wanna, you know?
Bye-bye.
Oh, Oni actually got hit a little bit. That's crazy. Oh, well, we found the way down. And we've officially stepped foot into 28. But I'm not going to actually explore right now. We'll nibble them down. It'll take a few seconds. This is a layered monster. He just has a lot of spellcasters with him, but we took care of him. Apparently without too much trouble. I wasn't entirely sure if that would be difficult or not. That does make one of us pinned. Animated trunks could be really dangerous. I seem to remember that being the case if you got unlucky. Because they could do an absolute butt ton of damage, but they're not very sturdy. I remember you could kill them very quickly with spells if you needed to. That group got tweaked because it used to be 4 groups of like 10 or so of them. The problem is that I think they also paralyze you, so... They critical strike, they paralyze, they had a couple of other nasty nonsense things going on. But the biggest problem is that there was 40 of them. Obviously having it be a more mixed group makes it a lot safer. So that takes care of the whole bottom left part of this place mapped out. You wipe the sweat from your brow as you realize that you have escaped with your life. You hope whatever this dark archmage was protecting ends up being worth the cost.
Cool.
Well, actually, this is the quest item we needed. I actually thought it was weapon and spell immune. Unless I'm thinking of a different monster. But you know, we got the next quest done. I guess we did it. Progress is ours. So let's follow this hallway. Let's just map where the hallway goes. So that was a serious group of undead, by the way. This group this hallway could be a problem for normally, but I have a strategy that I used to use. The strategy is cast spells on him. Because at least that would start killing them. like we may have all pinned. Yep. Cool. Let's rearrange the party. So we have actually also gotten to another little special place. So this right here is actually the Kutan General's room. The big bad of the game. You can see him over there chilling out with his angels of death. Yeah, we can't actually kill them that easily that way. I thought maybe I'd be able to like spell cast them down easily. It is possible I could do it just for mapping purposes, but we'd be sitting here regenerating spell points for a while. Give him another cast. That's part of why I'm flying, though, is because that would keep them from being able to physically assault us, but yeah. Do we have extra tomes for this class? One in my pocket. We'll spell cast on him. If nothing else, that will make them run away. And the reason why I don't want to melee them is actually because the Dark Sinner right there will actually behead you. I think we can fight them now. Whether that's advised or not. Is a bit controversial, but as you can see, we totally did it, and nobody important got hurt. Bam. Well, we found the teleporter. There's a teleporter that takes you right up here, so we will actually go map that out more fully, but I did empty out that corner at least. So if you're wondering, this teleporter also takes you back right here, so that is a roadmap to the top pretty easily. If you did want a shortcut, then you didn't want to cast a open mystic portal, or for some reason you somehow managed to get that deep and actually didn't have it, which would actually be pretty incredible if you would ask me. But yeah. But we can come here. We can do this. Now I'll read it out to you guys. At least I don't think it'll pop up. I think it doesn't share with the map, but let's find out. It doesn't. Okay. The Lord takes the tree ties from your hands and studies it. The magic coming from this book is of an evil I have never seen. I will pass it immediately on to the scholars. He then adds a dark book the dark book to one of his aides. I will keep you informed of our progress. Garrick sits you down. We are almost ready to go after the source of the evil. However, I have one more task for you to accomplish before we embark on the final dark quest. This task will not be easy, as a matter of fact, I do not know how you are going to do it, but I have faith in you and your abilities. I want you to kill the Dragon King. He pauses as your eyes go wide. Yes, the Dragon King. He has been the source of many attacks on our expeditions and is also responsible for sending his minions out of the depths to terrorize the local farmlands. Garrick pauses, but it gets worse. My sources tell me that he is impervious to both normal and magical weapons, and that only one weapon can kill him. An ancient weapon known as the Dragon Slayer. You must find this weapon before you face him. Garrick sighs. I wish I could be of more help, but that is all that I know. Good luck in return when you are victorious, as I know you will be. I'll give you a secret, unless it's been changed. You can kill him with magic. It's just a lot more dangerous. Oh, hey, we got these. So this is actually the missing pair of bracers that we didn't have yet. This is the best that was in the base game. This would have been the next upgrade, but we couldn't have technically worn it yet either, so we weren't really missing out on it. But as you can see, it's at the 262 level as well, so... For now, I'll just give it to them because they could wear it and it's their right alignment for them. We'll probably find more too. You know, I don't actually know which spell this one gives us. Do we not have a sash on? We actually don't have a sash on. Okay, then let's let's switch guilds. Let's switch over to Explorer and see what it says. Portal of Souls. Is that just a... That might just be the same that we already had. Let's see. It does damage, but I don't know who it targets. Because it says it only hits 0, so... Interestingly enough. Oh, you know what it was? This thing targets your companions. So if you have to basically have a companion to feed off of in order to cast the spell. So it's the same thing as Open Mystic Portal, but you have to sacrifice the health of a companion to cast it. So yeah, it's the worst version. Gross. How's our warrior penalty going? Not even barely scratched. Man, it's so hard to raise your penalty. But we do have an upgrade. Let us, in fact, get rid of that. Let's just see if there's any good stuff going on in here. Nope, nothing new and exciting. So tragic. There's almost 300 items in there, and we picked out the good ones already. But yeah, I'd say this was a pretty good adventure. But yeah, I'm gonna be cutting out here, guys. I hope you enjoy, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye, all. Take care.